So, this new OpenAI model, it's like a total game changer. I mean, when they say advanced, they're not kidding. The way it handles natural language is just mind-blowing.
Indeed, its natural language processing capabilities are leaps ahead of anything we've seen before. It's not just understanding context better, it's also generating responses that feel, well, distinctly human.
Oh, absolutely. And get this, it doesn't just stop there. The real-time data analysis, it's like having a super fast, super smart assistant processing massive amounts of info and spitting out actionable insights in seconds.
I think what's most impressive is its ability to do so with remarkable accuracy. This, arguably, sets it apart from prior models. The efficiency isn't merely incremental, it's transformative.
Right? And that efficiency, it all comes back to this new deep learning architecture they've got going on. It's, sort of like the engine behind the magic, isn't it?
That's one way to look at it. The architecture leverages novel computational methodologies, allowing it to process enormous datasets in significantly less time. It essentially redefines the baseline for what these systems can achieve.
Exactly. And those capabilities? Oh, wow. Think about the implications. Healthcare, finance, even, like disaster prediction. This tech is basically opening doors we didn't even know existed.
It's fascinating to consider, isn't it? Take healthcare, for instance. The potential for AI to analyze patient data in real time, assisting in diagnoses, suggesting treatment plans, it could revolutionize the field.
Yeah, and finance too. Imagine having these tools to sort through market data at lightning speed, giving you insights that'd normally take, weeks to discover manually?
Precisely. The efficiency of decision-making capabilities is unparalleled. This truly marks a turning point for industries reliant on data agility.
Whoa. I keep thinking, this isn't just cutting edge. It's like pushing us into an entirely new era of AI innovation. As we were talking about the transformative implications of this AI model, it hit me. Creating something like this doesn't just require innovation. It requires an astronomical amount of investment too.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking about an infrastructure that relies on thousands of high-performance GPUs and petabytes of data. The scale alone is, well, staggering.
Right? And when you break it down, even the hardware and energy costs, we're entering a realm where only the tech giants can afford to play. Isn't that kind of scary?
It is, and it raises pertinent questions about accessibility. If only the wealthiest organizations and governments can utilize such technology, what does that mean for smaller players trying to compete?
Exactly. I spoke to a startup founder not long ago, and they were frustrated. They can't even get close to this level of AI without sinking their entire budget into one GPU cluster.
Yes, that must be incredibly disheartening. It becomes less about innovating and more about surviving in a market where the odds are increasingly stacked in favor of those with deep pockets.
And then there's the bigger picture, right? Like, how does this widen the gap between, say, developed and developing nations? Or even between big corporations and everybody else?
Precisely. The societal inequalities could become exacerbated. This isn't purely hypothetical either. We've already seen similar disparities crop up in other fields, where access to cutting-edge technology is inequitable.
Yeah, and you add the ethical stuff on top, like biases creeping in or decisions being made by, this black box system no one fully understands. It's like, who's keeping this in check?
That's an important point. The lack of explainability can erode trust, especially if people don't understand or cannot question how or why the AI made certain decisions. Ultimately, it poses a transparency issue that needs addressing.
Right. And man, the effort that's needed just to keep this stuff ethical. Sociology, philosophy, ethics. Developers can't just build this in a vacuum. They gotta pull in experts from all angles.
It's an extensive undertaking, no doubt. Multidisciplinary collaboration is critical, but it also consumes additional time, resources, and of course money.
And yet, despite all these challenges, here we are. talking about a model that's reshaping industries. It's kind of amazing, but complicated amazing, you know?
Indeed, innovation of this magnitude rarely comes without its share of complexities. But it's precisely within these complexities that we find the most thought-provoking questions.
And yet, despite all those challenges we just talked about, it's hard not to marvel at what's possible. Imagine healthcare with this level of AI, personalized treatment plans, real-time data analysis. I mean, it's mind-blowing stuff.
Indeed, the potential for personalized medicine is extraordinary. AI could analyze a patient's genetics, medical history, and even environmental factors to design highly tailored treatment plans. It's immensely promising.
Right? And the speed. It could flag warning signs in patient data before humans even notice. You're potentially saving lives here.
Exactly. But of course, there are significant implementation hurdles. We'd need robust data privacy measures and regulatory oversight to ensure these systems are both accurate and ethical. It's not a trivial challenge.
Totally. And what about education? Whoa. Imagine this AI creating personalized learning paths for students based on their strengths and weaknesses. It's giving individualized education plan a whole new meaning.
You're absolutely right. An AI-driven learning system could dynamically adapt curricula, helping students grasp concepts at their own pace. It could be a game changer for both traditional schools and remote learning setups.
For sure. But do you think we're ready for it? Like school systems, especially public ones, they're already strapped for resources. Adding AI into the mix feels kind of overwhelming.
It does pose a lot of practical challenges. Undoubtedly, logistics, funding, even teacher training. The scalability of such a system may indeed be daunting for underfunded institutions.
Exactly, but we're going full speed ahead, you know? Are we driving this innovation responsibly, or are we just hoping for the best?
That's the crux of it, isn't it? The speed of AI innovation is exciting, but it's critical to ensure we don't compromise on thoughtful integration. Otherwise, we risk creating more problems than we solve.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. This model is incredible, but it's we need to make sure it serves everyone, not just the elite few.
Precisely. Balancing accessibility, ethics, and innovation is no small feat, but it's vital if we want these transformative technologies to truly benefit society at large.
Well, on that note, I think it's safe to say this isn't just about an AI model. It's about how we, as a society, harness its potential. And honestly, I can't wait to see what happens next.
Indeed. The future is uncertain, but undeniably fascinating. And that's all for today. Great talking as always.
Same here. And hey, if you enjoyed this, stick around for more. There's so much more to unpack about AI.